Hi guys, today I am going to use the Natasha Denona Mini Gloom eyeshadow palette. I will show you how I create this eyeshadow look with the palette. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you which brushes I'm using for which colors, how I apply the eyeshadows with that brush, and then at the end of the look I will just go do my eyeliner and eyelashes off camera, and then I come back with a final look and my final thoughts of the eyeshadow look and the eyeshadow palette. I just primed my eyelids with the Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer in the color Vanilla from Too Faced. And then I just set it with the Huda Beauty Baby Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the color Vanilla. I'm going to kick off with this moss color with a fluffy brush. And I'm just going to apply that in the crease and quite high up in the crease and just blend it out. Use that as my basic transition shade. And just blend it out in a mixture of wiper motions and small circular motions just to get it well blended. I'm taking the color Glint on a dense angled, like a smudger brush. And I'm in the mood for a bit of a halo eye today, so I'm going to place it here in the outer corner of the lid, and then place some here in the inner corner as well. I'm taking one of my denser blender brushes and I'm just blending those edges a bit upwards, just making sure it blends into that moss color seamlessly. I'm taking Verdant on a flat brush. I'm placing that on the edge of the brown color and just kind of blending it on top of the brown color. And I'm just trying to leave a little bit in the middle that's not too green, just so that I can get that really dark to light transition. I'm taking Zephyr on a flat brush. This one is a bit smaller than the previous brush. I mean, you can use any one. And then I'm going to place that in the center. Just blend it softly over this dark green color. I'm actually just going to take the previous brush and just blend those two colors over each other. I'm going to see if this light color can work as a brow bone highlight. Brow bone highlight. I tend to say brow bow often. I'm just blending those edges with the first brush I used. I feel like I should deepen up my under eyes with a tad of this Glint color. I'm using the same brush I used before. And I'm just going to deepen up close to the lash line. I have a little bit of fallout under the eye. I think it's either from one of the dark shimmery shades or the brown color. I'm just taking that dense brush that I blended out the brown color with in the first half. So I'm just going to make sure it's not too sudden here under the eye. Then I'm going to take Cinder on a small brush. I think this is a concealer brush. And I'm just going to apply that in the inner corner and just take it up a bit. And just take a tiny bit here on the lower lash line, just to brighten up that inner part. I'm happy with how it looks. I'm going to put on eyeliner and eyelashes and be back with my final look. Okay, so I'm back with the final eyeshadow look. For eyeliner, I just used the NYX Epic Ink Longwear eyeliner at the top to just do like a slight wing. I don't know if you can see it under the lashes. And then I just used the NYX Epic Wear Kohl pencil eyeliner in the waterline at the bottom. And then I just added some of the Sky High mascara from Maybelline in the color Very Black at the top and the bottom just before I added the eyelashes. And then I added the Ardell Wispies. It's these big fluffy eyelashes at the top. It's a lot bigger than I expected them to be. It came out a bit more dramatic than I expected with these lashes. And I usually use the Demi Wispies. They're not as big. These are beautiful for a night out. I usually wear a little bit more of a natural eyelash, but they're pretty though. What do you think about the lashes? Anyway, coming back to the eyeshadow look, I like the halo eye. I think it's pretty with this color story. Personally, I would have liked the green color to be just a bit darker and this pinkish color maybe to just be a bit lighter or maybe be another color, because this pink kind of feels out of place for me with the rest of the color story. Maybe a light gold would have worked better. But overall, I think it turned out nicely. The formula is good. It's not really other than your standard Natasha Denona eyeshadow formula. The shimmers are pretty. The mattes blend easily. I don't have any difficulty with it. Now, I just wanted to note that I do have a 15% discount code if you were planning on buying any Natasha Denona eyeshadow products. I'll add the discount code as well as the links to the store. I have one for the US page, which is the standard Natasha Denona page, and then they have a new European page as well. I'll put the link for that there as well. I'm not the hugest fan of green eyeshadows. I used to do a lot of green eyeshadows, but it feels to me like almost every eyeshadow palette that comes out these days has a few greens in there. And I'm kind of getting tired of green. So I think this is probably one of the last greens I'm buying. Although I did buy the mini star palette from Natasha Denona as well now with the Labor Day sale. So I'll do a comparison video or a short just comparing the shades in those two because they kind of look very similar to me if you give it a quick look. And then I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you next time, guys. Bye.